You will be absolutely shocked when you find out about the amazing off-road vehicles that exist in the world. Today, I will tell you about the real monsters that professionals use for work. You will learn about a vehicle with 8 driving wheels, an ATV that transforms, as well as the most powerful and expensive off-road vehicles in the world. It will be interesting, I promise. Imagine a vehicle that is not afraid of snow, mud, water, or swamps. It can confidently move where any other off-road vehicle would instantly get stuck. What kind of miracle is this? The Sherp is one of the most amazing all-terrain vehicles in the world, developed by Russian engineer Alexei Garagashian. It is literally unsinkable. Yes, this vehicle can float. And most importantly, it can literally cross frozen lakes, climb slippery slopes, and overcome swamps, where even the most prepared vehicles perish. But why is it so capable? The main feature of the Sherp is its huge wheels, which have quite low pressure. Why are they needed? After all, usually a lot of air is pumped into tires for better traction. There are several reasons for this. For example, they act as shock absorbers, helping the vehicle overcome any obstacles. In addition, they keep it afloat, working like pontoons, and also allow the Sherp to turn almost in place, like a real tank. It's not afraid of potholes, fords, or icy bumps. Even if one tire is punctured, the Sherp won't stop. It sounds like the ultimate solution for off-roading somewhere in the forest away from normal roads. And it truly is. This all-terrain vehicle is so versatile that it's used in the most extreme conditions. It has already become an indispensable assistant for Arctic researchers, rescue services, and even large oil companies that have to work in hard-to-reach areas. Moreover, even Elon Musk has taken an interest in the Sherp and uses it in SpaceX projects. And that says a lot. Personally, I was very surprised by this fact. But what about the technical specs? The engine in the Sherp is, of course, not super powerful. Only 44 horsepower. That's less than a regular passenger car, but speed isn't its main feature. It accelerates up to a maximum of 25 miles per hour on land and about 4 miles per hour on water. It might seem like very little, but the Sherp can travel thousands of miles over terrain where any other vehicle would be powerless. Inside, everything is extremely simple and austere. No luxurious panels, touch screens, or leather seats. Only the essentials: a sturdy dashboard, minimal electronics, a heater, and a spacious cargo compartment. Depending on the configuration, it can carry up to a ton of useful cargo or even be equipped with sleeping spaces. And as it seems to me, if you want a truly all-terrain vehicle, that's how it should be. The Sherp is not a toy, but a real lifesaver in extreme conditions. It is used by the military, hunters, explorers, and emergency response services. For example, this all-terrain vehicle was used in flood relief efforts when it was necessary to evacuate people from flooded areas. It literally drives on water like a boat and can reach places where no boat or helicopter can go. So, don't think that this vehicle will be useful for a regular fishing trip. Yes, and it costs quite a lot. When I found out the price, I was a bit shocked. Although, why be surprised if the vehicle is so amazing? If you suddenly want to purchase the basic model, prepare about $150,000. For a fully equipped version, you'll have to shell out up to $200,000. Yes, it's expensive, but I think it's definitely worth it. Will I buy one for myself? No, of course not. In the city, such a car is unnecessary. By the way, one more interesting fact. In 2021, the Sherp even appeared in Hollywood. You can see it in the movie 6 Underground with Ryan Reynolds. So even in cinema, its amazing appearance and off-road capability were fully appreciated. Would you take it for a trip? And what do you feel when you hear the name of the car brand Lamborghini? Personally, images of sports cars that seem to have come to us from the future immediately come to mind. Those lines, shapes, and immense power are simply astonishing. But did you know that this famous company also released its own SUV? No, I'm not talking about the Urus right now, but about a completely different vehicle. Meet the Lamborghini LM002. A vehicle that shattered all notions of what an SUV should be. And its story begins in the 1980s when Lamborghini decided to enter an entirely new market. Initially, the company was developing an SUV for the US military, but the military contract never materialized. And instead of abandoning the project, the engineers decided to create something exclusive. A super SUV for the wealthy who want luxury but are also ready to tear through desert dunes at breathtaking speeds. and thus the LM002 emerges. At its heart is a massive 12-cylinder engine from the Lamborghini Countach. Yes, from that very legendary sports car. For 50 horsepower in an SUV. It's a shock. It brings to mind the meager 40 horsepower from the Sherp, and it makes you a bit sad. But even that wasn't the limit, because for the most daring, an even crazier option was offered, with an even more powerful engine from a racing boat. And I must say, with such an engine, it didn't just move down the road, it tore through the space around it. But such power came at a price. The LM002 literally guzzled gas by the bucketful. It consumed over 30 liters of fuel for 60 miles, so the engineers equipped it with a huge fuel tank to somehow compensate for its insatiability. Probably, Land Cruiser owners are laughing at this fuel consumption now, but let's not dwell on the sad part. But what truly made this car unique was its appearance. Huge, angular, as if it came straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Wide fenders, powerful wheels with special Pirelli tires designed exclusively for this model, and an impressive grille. And inside, everything was as expected from a Lamborghini. Expensive leather, natural wood, premium comfort. Personally, I am very attracted to its appearance. I love simplicity and luxury in one. I think many would agree with me, as this SUV instantly became a car for the elite. It was purchased by Arab sheiks, Hollywood stars, and even Donald Trump once owned an LM002. But most of all, this monster was loved by participants of extreme rallies. It was thrown into sandstorms, challenging tracks, and rocky climbs. And it withstood everything. However, driving such a giant was not easy. Weighing over 3 tons, with dimensions like a small truck. And the sharp engine required true skill from the driver. Although it attracted the interest of the global elite, ordinary people did not buy such a marvel. The LM002 was so ahead of its time that it became a living legend. Lamborghini produced only 328 units, and today this SUV is a collector's rarity. Its price at auctions exceeds $500,000, so each owner has been able to make a good profit. Just because they have this car in their garage. I started to wonder, where are the coolest off-road vehicles mostly produced? I opened the list and saw that truly good SUVs are most often produced in Russia. It seems quite natural to me, since this country has a lot of bad rural roads. And quite often, there are none at all. But why am I telling you all this? It's all about the next vehicle. Avtoro's Shaman 8x8. A huge, not just an SUV, but essentially a full-fledged all-terrain vehicle. When you look at it, the first thing that catches your eye is its enormous size. This off-road monster looks like a cross between an armored personnel carrier and a lunar rover. Its length is over 20 feet, and its width is almost 10. It takes up as much space on the road as a small truck. But the most impressive thing is its 8 wheels. And each one of them is just huge. Personally, I really like it, and it reminds me of some kind of futuristic vehicles. This all-terrain vehicle can move sideways like a crab by turning all the wheels in one direction. It can almost turn on the spot, despite its size. But most importantly, it won't get stuck anywhere. Swamp. It will just float through it. Deep snow. It easily drives through, like a steamroller on ice. Even rivers are not an obstacle for it, because the wheels work like paddles, and the body is sealed and doesn't sink. Under the hood, it has an Iveco turbo diesel engine with 146 horsepower. It might not seem like much, but here the main thing is the torque. All this power is distributed to 8 drive wheels. Yes, you heard right. This machine has all-wheel drive on all 8 wheels. Speed. Yeah, who needs it on such a monster? It can reach a maximum of 40 miles per hour on land and up to 7 on water. It's not a racing car, and it's not made for asphalt. It's time to admit it, its element is the swamp. But do you know what surprises me the most about it? Some of its design features. You open the door and inside you're greeted by an entire command center. The driver's seat is located right in the center, which is extremely unusual compared to regular civilian vehicles. And around, a control panel, levers, a bunch of buttons, everything to control this beast in the toughest conditions. And for passengers, there are comfortable seats, plenty of space, and even the option to install sleeping areas and a kitchen. Yes, in this all-terrain vehicle, you can not only drive but live, and here many might have a reasonable question. Why would someone need such a vehicle? Well, first of all, rescuers and geologists simply cannot work without it. This monster will deliver people to places where even a helicopter can't land. Secondly, it's perfect for Arctic expeditions, and thirdly, it's just magnificent. Imagine you're setting off on a journey through the wildest terrain, where there are no roads, but there are adventures. You're driving through the snowy tundra, crossing rivers, climbing rocky hills, and you don't care what's ahead. It's that very feeling of freedom that many dream about. And no regular car can provide the sensations that this monster does. But it must be acknowledged, such power doesn't come cheap. The base version of the Avtoro's Shaman 8x8 will cost around $150,000, and if you add various options, the price can easily exceed $200,000 or even $300,000. Yes, it's expensive. But for that money, you get a vehicle that makes the impossible possible. And if I were some kind of sheik, I think I would consider purchasing this amazing machine. I can imagine how I could travel, somewhere in Kamchatka right up to the volcanoes. Oh, that would be cool. But what if you don't need such a huge vehicle, and you need something miniature and just as capable? For example, if you live somewhere out of town, with a forest nearby, and to reach your cozy home, you need to cross rivers and lakes. Even a huge machine won't help here, as it simply won't pass through the trees. For such cases, people have also come up with something amazing. Personally, I was shocked when I found out about Gypsum Quadski. The thing is, it's a hybrid of a quad bike and a jet ski. Yes, you've heard that right. A quad bike and a jet ski. It can go up to 45 miles per hour both on land and on water. And it's all thanks to the fact that in just a few seconds, its wheels fold up, and the vehicle transforms into a real watercraft. How is this possible? The technology is based on a unique system. When the Quadski enters the water, a special mechanism lifts the wheels, reducing resistance and allowing the vehicle to continue moving, but now on water. The 140 horsepower engine installed in the Quadski operates both on land and in water, powering both the wheels and the jet engine. As I mentioned before, this vehicle is perfect for enthusiasts of outdoor activities and extreme conditions. If I ever buy a house somewhere far from civilization, I will definitely consider it. On land, it confidently overcomes any obstacles, and on water, it transforms into a full-fledged jet ski that can move at the same speed. It's just something else. By the way, it's not only used for recreation. In military and rescue operations, Quadski became a real find. Its capabilities allow for quickly reaching the incident site and operating on water without wasting time on changing vehicles. However, personally for me, there's a small but. The thing is, the price of such a marvel of engineering is around $40,000 at the start of production. Although on the secondary market, it can sometimes be found for $100,000. It's certainly not cheap, but for such technology and capabilities, the price seems quite justified. What do you think? Write your thoughts in the comments. By the way, you surely heard about the amazing, huge, and very powerful Ford F-150. It's a very cool and powerful off-road vehicle in itself. But do you know what cool projects are being made based on it? I heard about a very cool tuning studio that did the impossible. So, we're talking about the Hennessy Velociraptor 6x6. It's a crazy vehicle that combines incredible power, aggressive style, and fantastic capabilities. What makes it remarkable? The thing is, the engineers added another pair of wheels, turning the off-road vehicle into a hybrid of a tank and a sports car. It is equipped with a 600 horsepower engine, which provides amazing dynamics. Despite its size and weight, the vehicle doesn't lose maneuverability. On the contrary, it seems even more stable and confident on any surface. But if that's not enough, you can get a version with an engine power of over 700 horsepower. What else is special about it? For example, a unique pneumatic suspension, which was installed to improve off-road capability. It allows this beast to easily conquer sandy dunes, rocky roads, and swamps without any problems. It also has everything you need for extreme adventures, including an advanced all-wheel drive system, enhanced shock absorbers, and massive wheels that allow you to literally fly over obstacles. But when it comes to design, you could say this SUV is awe-inspiring. Personally, I really like its base, because Ford has made an amazing and stylish vehicle. And the additional wheels make the vehicle so impressive that it practically looks like a combat truck. And most importantly, it doesn't lose any off-road capability. By the way, comfort has also been considered here. Despite its aggressive exterior, the interior is equipped with everything necessary for the comfort of the driver and passengers. Leather seats, advanced multimedia systems, and enhanced safety features make trips pleasant and safe, even though the vehicle can traverse the most extreme routes. However, this car does have a slight drawback, and that is its rather high cost. The price for the standard model starts at $350,000. And that's without considering all the additional modifications and upgrades that can be added at the owner's discretion. But as I see it, it's definitely worth it. After all, what could be better than a car that can be used in the city, on the highway, and in rough terrain? And what do you think about this project? And these are far from all the interesting cars. Take a look, for example, at the Land Rover Defender. This is an iconic SUV that has proven itself to be unbeatable in extreme off-road conditions. However, there's the Defender 130 model. And it's not just another Defender. This vehicle was designed to offer more space and comfort while retaining all of the signature off-road capabilities. With its extended length, the Defender 130 can carry more passengers and cargo, making it ideal for family trips to wild places. And this vehicle still stays true to its reputation as an SUV with a powerful engine, all-wheel drive system, and unmatched off-road capability. And then there's the Mercedes-Benz G-Class, or simply the G-Wagon. It's an SUV icon that combines luxury with outstanding off-road capabilities. Since its release in 1979, this model has established itself as a true tank on wheels. It is not afraid of challenging routes and effortlessly overcomes any obstacles, including swamps, mountain roads, and sand dunes. In recent years, the G-Class has been updated not only in appearance but also in terms of technology. It now features modern multimedia systems, high-quality materials and finishes, as well as the latest driver assistance systems. The perfect balance between premium class and uncompromising off-road capability. There's also the Hummer EV, and it's extremely interesting because it's the first fully electric SUV from the legendary brand. Hummer, by the way, is famous for its indestructible vehicles. The Hummer EV not only has a powerful electric motor but is also equipped with a high-tech all-wheel drive system that allows it to easily tackle the most challenging routes. Impressive size, enormous power, and advanced features make the vehicle an ideal choice for those who are looking for a vehicle capable of conquering not only roads but also wild, uncharted territories. And the last SUV for today that is definitely worth a look. The Ford Bronco. It returned to the market in 2021 with an updated model that combines classic features with modern technology. This SUV was created to compete with giants like the Jeep Wrangler and Toyota 4Runner. It features a powerful suspension and a spacious, comfortable interior. The Ford Bronco is perfectly suited for extreme conditions and boasts impressive off-road capabilities, making it an excellent choice for those who are looking for a reliable partner for off-road adventures. And if you don't need a true monster for traveling to remote places, I think these vehicles will suit you perfectly. After all, they are all designed specifically for trips out of town, fishing, or camping. What do you think of all these amazing SUVs? Share your thoughts in the comments. And I'll remind you once again that these are far from all the interesting developments I can tell you about. So, if you want more, be sure to like and thank you for watching.